Hi guys, Karen Faison here with Coldwell Banker HBW, and welcome to Real Estate Coffee Break. So I've actually gotten quite a few questions from you guys just about, different aspects of real estate, whether it's buying a home or selling a home or just your different financing options. So I figured I'd start addressing some of these in video responses, and hopefully it'll help out anyone else who may have that same question. Now, I know some of you may be entertaining purchasing a home for the very first time. So the first thing I wanted to do is a series for the first time home buyer. So today is going to be part one, and we'll talk about the very first step in purchasing a home, which is going to be securing your financing. Now, I'm a realtor, not a banker. So what I'm going to do is head over to our office, and I'm going to talk to one of our loan officers, and he's going to give you some expert advice on exactly what you need to be prepared for. All right, guys, so I'm just arriving here at our HPW office here on Strickland Road in Raleigh, North Carolina. And today we're going to talk to Trent Olson. Now, Trent is awesome. He is one of our loan officers here at HPW Towne Mortgage. And I've asked him to give us his feedback on the most important things that you need to consider when you're preparing to purchase your first home. So let's go find Trent.
Trent Olson here with HBW Towne Mortgage. I know a lot of you first-time home buyers out there are wondering, where do I start or how do I even buy a home? So I'm going to give you just a couple of tips of where you can start. Definitely the first thing I would suggest is create a monthly budget. And what does that mean? Take all your expenses that you spend per month. So that could be insurance, that could be cable, that could be gas, food, going out. So add that all up that you accrue per month. Then on the other angle, say, okay, this is how much I make per month. And what you want to figure out is how much after I pay everything. And just make sure you include everything, gas, food, anything that you pay monthly. Subtract it from what you make. And then in the end, say, okay, now I have $1,000. Now, from that $1,000, maybe that's what you can now afford to buy a home. But maybe you want to say, well, I also need to have savings per month too. So you need to subtract how much you want to put away in savings as well. And that'll really give you a good idea of first how much you can actually afford personally for your home. For all you renters out there, a lot of times what we use is, what do you pay monthly for your rent, and is that comfortable? And can you go a little bit lower, go a little bit higher? So for renters, that's a good way to start too. But I would also do this monthly budget as well so that you can really figure out how much you can afford. Next thing, which is really one of the most important things with a mortgage, is your credit. Credit will determine anything from your rate to your PMI to the loan program that we can use. So credit is super important, and I would suggest before even starting is to go find a way to pull your credit. Freecreditreport.com can actually give you your credit report. They won't give you a score, but you can see what trade lines are on there so you can see what's going on. Then you may want to use something as simple as Credit Karma, or a lot of times credit cards that you have will give you a score. That's a good place to start so that you can see where your score is in general. A lot of times that's not the right score though. They're only pulling from maybe TransUnion. But it's a good place to see where your credit is. And just for food for thought, a lot of times lenders were looking for 640 or higher on a credit score. But we do have ways to help you either manage that score, to raise it, and we have lots of tips to help you with that as well. And now you say, look, I have $1,000 I can spend in a home. My credit score is above 640, Trent. What do I do next? Your next step really is to go to your local lender and find out if for a pre-approval or a pre-approval letter that you'll get. What this pre-approval letter means is you talk to a lender, we pull your credit, we collect your income docs such as your pay stubs, your W-2s, your tax returns. We ask you a few other questions, and then we determine and we say you can go out and you can buy a home for $200,000. So you really want this letter before you go and really look for a home, because you want to know before you go, meet your agent. You're probably going to be looking online, and you don't want to get yourself too excited thinking you can buy a $200,000 home and then you can only afford $100,000. So make sure you get that. And then also through that pre-approval lender, he can tell you, right, this is what you have to do to fix your credit, or maybe you can do this. So there's a lot of things that you can learn from that. Now after you get your monthly budget, you have your credit in line, you have a pre-approval letter. I think one of the most important parts now is to make sure you have a great agent. Great agent like Karen, she will not just show you the door and open the house and say, do you like this? A great agent will be able to tell you some things about the house, some things that you can look at and really protect your interests so that you don't end up buying a home that you don't want to buy. Second is hopefully that pre-approval you got is from a great lender. So the lender is just as important as the agent, because if you have a lender that doesn't answer your phone calls, that doesn't tell you everything you should, that just isn't in good communication with you, it's going to make the process a lot harder, make it tougher, drive the agent crazy, and drive you crazy. And you don't want that in such a stressful first-time home buying process. So of course, I'm more than loving to help you out. So please give me a call whenever you get a chance. 919-891-5051. Thank you guys. Good luck.
So thanks so much for helping out, Trent. I hope this information was useful for you guys. I know these were just some highlights, but if you do have any in-depth questions or you need further explanation on anything, feel free to give me a call directly and I'd be glad to help. So until next time, see you.